the layers of JavaScript on top of a page can make your, blog post invisible, which is pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good at all, right?
Hey there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hassman, and joining me today is a brand new rock star. I'm going to learn a ton from him today. He's the Chief Innovation Officer at Nitro Marketing and the host of a daily podcast, AI and Marketing, who builds AI-driven lead generation systems for a living. He's a former Reuters journalist, which I love. He's turned into an AI marketing practitioner, and he is here to cut through the hype and share what's actually working right now. Stan Berteloot.
Berteloot, absolutely.
Okay, I was close. Okay, sorry. Stan, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Kirby, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to dive in because as I said in the intro, you were a Reuters journalist and then you moved into AI and marketing. I have to think that would be such an interesting transition. So how does that background, sort of as a journalist, shape the way you think about cutting through the hype and finding out what works?
Right. So it did not happen overnight. My background in journalism, I studied journalism. I started working for Reuters and then made my way through marketing, starting as a PR guy and then a marketing director in software companies. Obviously, AI is front and center nowadays, and I think it's really hard to avoid it. I personally really enjoy developing, playing with vibe coding, and seeing how it can help me in my day-to-day work. So I say, you said that I develop AI lead generation tool, which is true. However, we need to put a caveat there. Knowing what you are doing, being an expert in marketing, still remain the best skill you can have if you want to tackle lead generation. You need to understand your customer. You need to understand their pain. You need to understand, market segmentation. But once you've done all that, AI can really step in and simplify the process. AI can really help you develop a more personalized message. AI can really go through a huge list of contacts and segment it for you. AI skills and workflow can also help you get that segmented list of contact and identify signals online that will help you see whether or not a contact might be a particularly good fit. So that's one aspect of it. Really using AI to go through that amount of data that we have and extract the few good leads that your sales team should really go after. Number one. Number two, I talked about vibe coding. Vibe coding is fascinating. It's not difficult. And the more you practice, the more you really get a hang of it. And one of the things that I've done for my client is developed ROI calculator, for example. That in the old days, you had experiments with very complex Excel sheets and top-notch formula, and you were trying to modelize your business model and try to see how you could build those calculators. With AI, this is becoming simpler to do. Not simple, but simpler. And developing a web-based application where your prospect can go and see how much saving your organization, your product, your services could deliver. That is an amazing lead magnet. So people just leave their email, they play with your tool, and they get a result, within a few minutes. This is incredible, provide a lot of value, and this is something that AI is making possible.
Yeah, it seems to me, and I think this is what you're saying too, is that you still need to know the marketing basics. You need to know, as you said, the segmentation and all you need to know that stuff. And then AI can help you sift through data and speed up the process of some of the things and really in the creation as well. And that's what I'm seeing as well, Stan.
Absolutely. Bobby. I've developed a team of agent. I've got 13 marketing agent that help me in my day-to-day work. And someone was telling me, well, they are doing a pretty good job. Do we actually need marketers? Could I, replace my team with AI agent? I don't think we're there yet. Hopefully, could not be using my team of agent without the expertise. We still need to babysit those agents. We still need to guide them. We still need to validate the output and have your critical thinking and your professional domain expertise skills to be able to look at the outcome and go like, is it really something good? Should I challenge the AI a little bit more? So it's not just being able to prompt. It is also being able to actually know what you want, know how to get there, and use AI to streamline that process and empower you to be more productive and deliver better output. But the quality of the output strongly depend on your competence.
Yeah, no, that's for sure what I've found. So you've said that customers are now using AI to make decisions before they ever talk to a human, which
Mhm.
is exciting and scary, I think, for a lot of people. So what does that mean for how businesses need to show up and market themselves today?
Yeah. So why is it true? Well, if you do a Google search, the first instance will probably be that AI generated search result. So even if you don't want it, it's there. And then many people use, AI chatbot just to ask questions about a brand, about a product. What I've been experimenting lately is that a lot of our customers' website either are totally invisible or partially invisible to AI. The way those websites have been coded, the layers of JavaScript on top of a page can make your, blog post invisible, which is pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good at all, right? So you need to be aware of whether or not your website shows up. And then if it doesn't, you need to really work on that. It's not trivial. It's pretty technical. You have a lot of technical stuff to implement to be visible. And then even though you might be visible, you still need to do more. And increasingly, we understand that PR is making a difference. If your company is showing up on reputable website sources, that is going to be triggering the AI to actually rank you higher and to talk about your product and your website. So it's not just a technical setup on the website, but it also all the rest of the marketing mix that you put into place. And PR is once again an important aspect of that.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You don't hear a lot of people talking about that, and I think it does make sense because again, it creates kind of juice that flows to you. So I think that a lot of, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like a lot of business owners are like, okay, I know the train's down the tracks, whatever metaphor you want to go with, it's here. AI is here. And a lot of business owners, I think, are feeling a little bit behind. Like everybody knows more about it than they do. So if you were to advise them, someone who is looking into trying to do better with AI in their marketing, what's one thing they should focus on to start catching up today?
Well, they should go for a paid version of any chatbot. Increasingly, people are turning to Claude, which is fascinating. So, if you're on ChatGPT, maybe think about switching to Claude. Don't go for the free version. Your experience will be extremely different when you start paying for the model. You will have access to a latest model and it will make a big difference. And then look online for how to best prompt. It's not difficult, but you have a way to prompt that will really deliver. If you do it properly, if you write your prompt properly, it will deliver a better result. You can even ask AI to help you draft a good prompt. So that's number one. Number one, prompt on a paid version. Number two, experiment anything. Ask question. Uh, Ask question about your business model. Ask question about replying to a difficult customer. Ask question about a piece of collateral you would like to create. Keep constantly ask yourself, oh, how could AI help me in this process? Look at the processes that you have in your company today. Maybe write them down on a piece of paper and try to see how could Claude help me with that, and ask the AI to do it, and you will see that it's not rocket scientist. The more you practice, the more you will see how to use it. Obviously, people start with the written part of it, but as soon as you start playing with it, you go like, okay, it's more than just written. It's Excel, it's calculation, it's
Yeah.
filling up invoices. It's setting up workflow. I mean, it's the more you experiment, the more you will see that it's really impacting every level of your business.
Yeah. I heard somebody say recently, and I think it was Brittany Godsey, she was on this show, and she said that if you are new to it, play with it around a hobby that you have. Rather,
Mm-hmm.
if you're intimidated by it, like go, hey, help it have it help you plan a vacation or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of a non-threatening way to dive into prompting and some of that. And I thought that was pretty good because it's
It's
like
an
a
excellent
little less
advice.
intimidating.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest challenge people have is that they don't know where to start. So if it's a hobby, if it's something you know very well, I think it's a very good advice indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Well, Stan, this has been really fun. So where can people find out more information about you and Nitro Marketing?
So I'm Stanislas or Stan Berteloot on LinkedIn. Easy to find me. If you find my LinkedIn profile, you can subscribe to my daily AI in marketing newsletter, which is produced with VoiceStream. And the URL is getvoicestream.com. So I engage you to check it out. Nitro Marketing is at nitromarketing.com. One word.
Love it. Well, Stan, this has been really, really fun. I appreciate it, and we'll have to do it again sometime, okay?
Thank you so much, Kirby. It was a pleasure.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.